Mbaka apologizes for church's political engagement in the 2023 elections. Interesting. The spiritual director of Adoration Ministry in Enugu, Rev. Father Ejike Mbaka, has expressed remorse on behalf of church leaders for turning the church into a political platform during the 2023 elections. Mbaka expressed his dismay that churches had been used as campaign hubs, with political discussions and activities becoming common occurrences. The spiritual director highlighted that church leaders had instructed their congregations on who to vote for and how to cast their votes. Indirectly talking about the Labour Party, he also pointed out that priests had given religious significance to political symbols, telling their congregations that the logo of a mother, father, and child represented the Holy Trinity, called the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. His final remarks, Mbaka lamented that the power of God was being overshadowed by political influences and manipulations. Very interesting. I'm not necessarily sure. I know Father, Ejike Mbaka was very vocal as to who to vote for, just political conversations and talking about, and that's the thing, it's like, you have to understand the people you're leading. We understand our population. With how Nigerians are and how we talk about elections and how religion is, it would be a very smart tactic, or it would be very foolish and unwise to exclude the church in your campaigns, right? Of course, it is the responsibility and the onus actually lies on the church leaders on how far they can go. Of course, you should not necessarily say, vote for this person, because as a leader, again, you're a human being and your influences, the way you think, is going to be influenced by your personal attributes, how you've grown up, and all that kind of thing. So it's like, at the end of the day, he can apologize, but it's past. Because at the end of the day, what really needs to be tackled is the thinking of the people. How do these people think? Right? Because whether it's Father Ejike Mbaka or another church, if the people think a certain way, and the people you're trying to... It's like... What would I say? I think the best thing as religious leaders, what you can do for your citizens, is to empower your citizens to think. Your congregation. Empower your congregation to think, so that when it comes to elections, you are not doing the work of convincing. Why should you do that? Fair enough. If you want to give platforms to political leaders, whatever your opinion of that is, people are a part of society. If our society is heavily religious, how would you go to the people and not go to these institutions? If you're trying to get numbers, it is a powerful strategy and it works. Religion works. The religion divide, it works. Right? So I think as a religious leader, the best you can do for your congregation is to foster an environment where you teach them whatever your religious beliefs are. You make them independent thinkers. That is the best you can do. Really, just empower your people to think for themselves, think for what is right. And with your religious beliefs and lifestyle, when it comes to the core foundations of what your religion represents, we can all agree that all over the world, it's usually positive, but we are human beings. So having to apologize after the elections, I think is kind of late, because, with Father Ejike Mbaka, there were just so many controversies as to, you're in church and then you're then indirectly speaking to this person, indirectly speaking to that person. It just doesn't make sense. So then the church becomes a place for controversy. In the build-up to the elections, every Sunday was campaign day. Every Sunday was, who are you voting for? Every Sunday was, okay, during the week, look at what's happening in the political space. Let's now talk about it. Right? And it's like, wait, is this what we are meant to represent? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So what I personally think is that it's too late. I don't know why he wants to come out and say he apologizes. the responsibility, given how big your platform is very important. And okay, yes, you can be respected, but you know, everyone has a part to play. And at certain points, if I remember correctly, he didn't really hold himself to a very high standard or high regard. And just the way you speak, the way you carry yourself as a religious leader, leading people. And of course, you can say it's the people's fault for placing such significance on these individuals and so much high reverence to them. Failing to see that these people are also human beings, and it doesn't make sense. But what would be interesting is to see what people in the comments are saying. Father with double mouth looking for money by all means. The same that Mbaka that prophesied for Mr. Hope and former President Buhari on his altar, something is wrong. Why are you lying because of your stomach by selling the altar of God for money? You are fake, you are this. When will he apologize for telling the church Nigerians that Buhari was the one sent by God to rescue Nigeria in 2014? You see, this is the thing. And I think it's half-half, because I feel like one of Nigeria's worst traits or things that do not help us is the fact that we forget easily. But when you remember, and I think this is what I love, right? More than just saying you're responsible for this, blah, blah, blah. Hold these people by their words. You said this, you said that. But the real accountability will come in the support, in the congregation. Listen, if people still decide to go to his church and put in that offering and put in money in that offering basket, listen, there's nothing you can do. Talk all you want. But it's awareness. So if you have independent thinkers who can make decisions for themselves, right? But again, in trying to do that, he loses his power. A religion would lose his power because he's going to spoil business for other people. But yes, don't apologize when you knew you could have done better and you can still do better, because this is not the first election that he would engage in, give his opinions. He's been doing this for so long. So with every election, you're a grown man at this point. You must have seen things in your life. You cannot be making mistakes like this where you talk anyhow. Doesn't make sense. Put what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.